Welcome back to X4, and I've got a couple of ships in front of me. On the right is our new ship, on the left is an abandoned ship. Now, our miners are down here now in Second Contact 2, and you can see they're around all over the place. There's one down there, Silicon Miner. They decided to head over here from Argon Prime. There's a few up still in Argon Prime, and their behavior is set so that whenever they encounter an abandoned ship, they let you know that it pops up on the bottom right. So I headed out here, and we've got two of our ships here, the original Elite Vanguard and the new Cerberus Vanguard. However, this Elite Vanguard, which I've just teleported over to, using that method at the end of the last episode, we now have the ability to claim, or we should have the ability to claim, because we have a Marine on board this ship. Let's give it a go. Are you going to work? Ah, there goes the Marine in the escape pod. Not sure where we're fitting the escape pod, but let's see if that goes green or if he, well, succeeds. There we go. It's green. That didn't look good. It's green and hopefully not blowing up. All right. So can we then command that to go somewhere? There's certainly a boarding pod, but yeah, we've got two Cerberus Vanguards, one there, one here. So if I tell that to go back to, let's say, an equipment dock of some kind or a wharf. Let's go back to the wharf. Fly to dock at. Is that moving? It is. So our Marine hopefully should be taking that ship back home. And yes, just as I've purchased a ship for 3 million, we get another free ship which is identical. However, we'll see how much that actually sells for. I don't think I need two, so we'll see what happens when it gets back to dock. So let's just do the usual. Get up. Okay, and we can teleport back over. So if I just go back to the map view, hello, and head to you. Teleport to. And we're back on board our original ship. Well, our new ship, I should say, and able to carry on. So now we need to send them, well, in fact, I'm going to send the other ship back to the dock as well. So let's select you, the Elite Vanguard, and we'll tell it to go dock at the same place, at the wharf. And off it should go. I'm not sure where it is in relation to us, but that should head off just fine. And that dock's now complete. Our Sentinel is at Argon Prime, so if we select it and then right-click on Argon Prime itself, well, Argon Wharf, I should say, click Sell Ship At, and we get 1.25 million credits for selling that ship. And we're up at 2.6 million now, and presumably that will disappear shortly. Yep, there it goes. So we're at 2.6 million credits up. Okay, and today's mostly an episode filling in some viewers' questions, basically. Lots of different questions on the comments, and it's worthwhile covering a few of them. So while we're heading over to our next destination, I thought I'd basically start covering those without hopefully hitting any rocks. Not that Collision with the Rocks is on at the moment. I think they're solving some bugs. We're up to version 1.2 on Steam, by the way, so there are already some fixes. I've also turned the volume up on requests from a couple of people, so if you do think the volume's now too loud, particularly with the engines while I'm talking, then yeah, do let me know. But that's fine. Let's just get off the highway in 70 kilometers, and then we'll head over to our next destination. 30, 20, and off we get. Before we get to the gate, oh no. Missed the gate, missed the gate, missed the gate. And we're fine. And we're going to head over towards Black Hole 4, I think it is? Yeah, Black Hole Sun 4. I'm going to head down here near this cluster of stations, because we're also going to look at building other stations other than the player headquarters. They're not that much different, but it's worthwhile at least showing you them so you can build them yourself. So let's put ourselves in travel mode. It's a bit faster in this ship. Just to cover a couple of quick things. So getting to the map and then going via these tabs is a little bit slow sometimes. So just like in X3 where you had the R key combination, Shift and then a certain key will do that in X4. So Shift P is your property, that kind of thing. You just go straight to the tab, and Shift M is straight to your missions tab, that kind of thing. You get the idea. Also, Control M, it just changes the map mode to be an overview, overhead, I think it is, mode, or something similar to that, rather than the sort of 3D mode. But entirely up to you which one you actually use. Let's skip forward till we get to where we're going to put our station, and let's decide. Well, I don't really have much of a choice of what we decide to do at the moment, but we can get it started.
Requesting permission to dock. Docking permission granted.
So here we are in Black Hole Sun 4, and there's a few stations around. We're zoomed in a little bit, so let's pop up here. I'm going to turn on the trade filters for a second, so you'll see there's a few different things that are bought and sold. In fact, we're going to zoom in a little bit, I think, and then we can get to the individual stations. So let's see, 4 stations. Do I want those? Yeah, so here we have food rations of these 3 stations. And then there is food rations bought over here. And then I think one of these has it as well, it's just not showing up. So let's just add aware of food rations. There we go. So you can see it's bought over here, over here, over here. So it might be an ideal place to put a food factory. We have an ore field in the middle, and let's just turn the trade filters back off again. I already put down a resource probe. That's going to give some information about the field. So we've got silicon and ore in there, and that's per kilometer cube, so per volume. But we're going to be building down here. Arbitrary place. I've not really put it one place for any specific reason. So to do that, other than me keep on getting more money from our passive income, I'm going to click on Manage Plots, and you'll see this interface pop up. So if you right click to rotate, you'll see the existing stations here and all the other stations around. So if we want a new plot, we can create one. We can decide on what size it is by increasing this. So it's basically, it looks like it's 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers by 4 kilometers initially. So if we up that to 3 kilometers and press create new plot, and then we can put it somewhere. So let's put it here, and we can bring it up and down. Seems reasonable. We now have a fee to acquire the plot license, 432. We can afford that, so let's just buy it. And it's bought. We can call it whatever we like. Black Hole Sun 4 Factory is probably not the best name, but that's fine. And then click Continue to initiate construction. So we press Continue. No builders as normal, so if we click on Assign a Builder, and if we zoom out, because I've got a few satellites around, we can see construction vessels, so I can right-click one and press Select, and we have essentially a builder ready. So now, as before, no much different from the player HQ. You've got a box, and you can fill it with what you like. You're going to need to start with a dock, though. And I don't think we can build much else until the dock's built. So to get started with this, I'm just going to build this basic dock right about, well, I want it probably as far back as I can. Yeah, that should be fine. And if we zoom in, we can even see where the dock will be. So you can imagine people are going to land on this section. And then the rest of the station will be over this way once we decide to actually connect it in. We can obviously put multiple docks in, but for now we can get started. Now the production modules, we start with only energy cell and meat modules. So pretty much just a farm, a cattle farm. And this we've already got building on our player HQ. So it's probably worthwhile us doing this. However, if I drag this, it doesn't snap to anything at the moment, I don't think. No, it's not deciding to snap at all. So we will leave that out for now and just right click and remove. So we'll confirm the module changes. And I think we'll also need to give it some money. So let's just go to our property owned. And you see we've got a Black Hole Sun 4 factory now. We've got information. And then we can hopefully rename it. Meat Factory Mark 1. Okay, and we can decide to give it some money. So in this case, if we go to, just back to it for a second, right click, plan build, I think it tells you somewhere exactly how much it thinks it will actually need. So yeah, estimated price to buy all resources, 356,000. So if we go and give the station some money anyway, back in here, let's just give it, I don't know, maybe 500,000. Confirm. No, you're not having it. Okay, confirm it this way then. Okay, so we'll just put it in the funds category. And that should be fine. We'll see if that actually complains. However, just like our player HQ, it should now start making orders, or at least having NPCs come to it to start doing stuff. So have a look on resources available, resource needed, and then we'll just watch out for those as new stuff comes in. And speaking of our player HQ, our friendly Boron has now researched all of teleportation. So we can now jump to ships that I own across the entire jump gate network. Okay, range 2 is from up to 5 systems. And for the moment, for some reason, you're able to jump to stations that you don't even own or don't even have anything on. So it's quite odd, but yeah, well, we'll leave it. And then there are now other research categories we can go for. So these three, the section for dock, production, and storage, basically let you scan, go into scan mode, shift 2, and get close to stations if you want the dock modules, and you get a chance to actually be able to take the blueprint. So if we have a look at production module,
to gain blueprints by scanning leaks on certain modules.
So if we go across the production modules and start scanning them, if we find a data leak, we should be able to capture the blueprint for the module itself, or possibly. So I'm going to do that.
Good. I will let you know when I am done.
Okay, and he's going to let us know when he's done. And it's going to take 10 minutes or so, but that's the main thing there is that we've only got 2 production modules at the moment, so we can do with those. I've already purchased the dock module, but this is going to be cheaper than actually buying them outright. However, you can buy them outright from your faction representative, as you wish. And of course, the rest of these are all about creating mods for, as named, so basically chassis, engine, shield, and advanced versions and exceptional versions. So we'll get to those as and when he goes through. For the moment, there isn't any cost to do this as far as I know. He just takes a little bit of in-game time to research these. Don't know whether the cost will be added in future, but for now, get them in and have a save game with them in, I guess. So arriving back here at Argon Prime, we are just going to go to, there we go, to the wharf, and we're going to go and resupply with a few things, some more satellites and other bits and pieces. However, while I'm doing that, one quick thing is to note that there are mods already available. So one of the big things with other games in the X series has been excellent mod support, and particularly if you go and, well, probably the best example I can think of, if you go and Google LitCube, all one word, you'll see just what happens when someone mods X3 extensively. I really should... we are going to get docking permission. And of course, it's so huge that we've only can dock on the medium ones, which are in the middle, which is actually quite easy, a lot easier than going sideways for these. Anyway, mods. So there's already a mod available for things like when you set an auto trader up. A lot of people having problems with it losing money.
To welcome you aboard.
Thanks. A lot of people having problems with it losing the money instead of gaining the money. And to be able to gain visibility of that, one of the mods, I've not tried it yet, but I will try and install it myself as well, is that you can see when the trader buys stuff as well as when they sell stuff, and then obviously you get a lot more visibility of what it's actually doing with your cash. In my case, I haven't had much of a problem. Now, I know people have been having problems starting up with various tasks like auto trading and auto mining. So if we just go to that for a second, Shift P, I do like the shortcut. And if we go to, let's say, one of my, let's say this one, I did just buy a trading ship. I haven't done anything with it yet. So if you go to information, and you'll see that the captain has 3 stars in piloting and morale and 3 stars generally. But if we look in the behavior side of things, and someone will probably correct me if I'm wrong here, but the default behavior that we can choose here depends on how many stars you actually have. So to do auto trading, you need 3 stars to be able to do it at all. So people who are not able to select this, unfortunately, your crew doesn't have enough. In particular, we can't, well, this ship can't do it anyway, but we can't auto mine this particular ship. More appropriately, we can't plunder, that needs 4 stars, etc., etc. You get the idea. You can select whichever one you want of these, but it depends on what you already have on board your ship. Of course, when I buy a miner specifically, which is which one is it that we actually chose? Let's have a look. Information. There we go. Drill Vanguard. This, when we purchased it in the first place, had a captain who is already quite qualified. So if we go into behavior for them and look over here, This is a mining ship, so mining is available, but so is auto trading. Technically, the captain is high enough. Now, if you happen to get a random captain that isn't high enough, well, yeah, you may want to just sell and rebuy or something along those lines. Reload a save if you want to do that, and go from there. The reason I'm here, however, is just to resupply. So let's just go ahead and do that. If I go and upgrade and repair, I should be able to buy stuff, I think. Ooh, repair. 432 credits. I'm not sure what I've hit to actually get that, but that's fine. Someone did say that the amount of service crew depends on how good your turrets are. Okay, interesting. It would be nice if you could find out exactly which one of these did that. But in the meantime, we can just purchase more, I guess. Can I actually get more crew? If I just buy all of them. That's 100,000 credits, but that means pretty much nothing to us right now. They're all apprentices, so that's fine too. And yeah, I think they pretty much all have to be apprentices to start off with. Maybe they'll gain experience over time. Fair enough, I think we'll go for that. Add to shopping list. And
Come to the end of my research.
okay, so we now research one of the other things in here, and that's the production module hack. So next, I guess, is, well,
This will allow you
we
to
may as well go for the dock one.
I will let you know when I am done.
It's only 10 minutes for each one, so it's not like it's a big thing. And then I'm just going to go and refill with consumables. So on the left-hand side here is where you buy different things. In our case, advanced satellites is what I probably want, or some of. Maybe 10? Although that's, yeah, 10 should be fine. Yeah, that's about 1 million, mind you. And how many credits do I actually have? I've got 1.6 million. Maybe 5. 5 will do. And I've got resource probes, got everything else I need. Yeah, nothing else. And we'll just, well, can't confirm the order. Oh, add to shopping cart. Confirm the order. Yeah, I was waiting for the upgrade. Okay, that's fine. We need a minute to go on that. Let's get up. And I think our other ship is docked here as well, so we can just teleport across to that. And our various crew arrive. So let's go across. Property owned, Elite Vanguard, and information. Who do you have on board now? Is that Marine come back, or is he gone still? We've got the pilot, and that's about it. So we're going to need to go and buy another Marine so it can capture more ships. 1.2 million per ship, at least for a medium ship. It's pretty good. It's worth having a Marine. And that's what a good use for that small ship that you started with. You can just fly wherever you like and then capture, and you get lots more money. And just as a reminder,
Hello there.
talk to whoever you like, hire them, and then choose the Elite Vanguard in our case. Selected role, selected workplace. Why can't I choose select? Yeah, there we go. Select the Vanguard, then select Marines, click hire.
Got this. I'll work hard for you.
Okay, and that's our new Marine for the little starter ship. And we've got a cargo ship coming in. While we're here, we may as well check the faction representative that keeps on changing office. It was in that one last time? No idea. They should really be fixed. Anyway, speak to them and look at the blueprints. So modules, let's just see how much it costs for the various production modules that we could be getting automatically. So 4.7 million for advanced composites. Electronics is 3.5 million. Antimatter cells 500,000, so we could buy that one, I guess. But a lot of the other ones are sort of expensive. Yeah, all the production modules are all multi-millions, aside from basic stuff like graphene, I guess. Water, maybe. Superfluid coolant. So ideally we'd like some of the expensive ones, if we can just borrow them by scanning. So we're out here near Medical Supply Factory, and this is a random chance. It's probably not going to happen, but when you actually want to take or find a leak for various places, you want to look out for these spots right here. And we're going to see how well, if we even get anything. We've got the research to grab production modules now, so we'll see. We need to get a bit closer, and it's probably easier to do this in a small ship because this is just gigantic by comparison. So let's move in a little bit closer. Yeah, I don't think I can get close enough. So, when we can't do it that way, I guess we can always get in our spacesuit. So let's get up. And then we want to use the spacesuit. Okay, and where are we? Our ship's gigantic, remember? So we're going to have to go around the back of the ship. Oh my. Yeah, that's huge. Okay, let's head out this way then. Maybe I should have just spun around and faced backwards. That might have been a good idea. Decrypting data stream. Unlock blueprint. Argon medical supply production. So we got it straight away, and now I just have to get back into my ship. Can I teleport to it? Oh, looks like I can. So much easier. Don't have to redock, just teleport back to your ship. Fair enough. So we can now build medical supply production factories. And with that, I think I'll leave this episode a little bit shorter. They've been approaching 40 minutes recently, so I thought, yeah, maybe a little bit shorter one, so you don't get bored with a 40-minute episode, and maybe around 30 minutes in general. So if you've got any more questions based on what you saw today, or indeed from the game in general, as you've actually been playing it, feel free to put them in the comments below. Many helpful comments from everyone who's been watching the videos, and of course, for all of you, do go and read them. Lots of people offering tips and advice and stuff like that. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell to get notifications, or indeed follow me on Twitter @Greatester to get notifications that way. Otherwise, we'll see you next episode for some more X4. Tomorrow may well be a non-X4 day. I need to actually do some more waiting around in game to actually get these factories up and built. So I'll probably skip one day and then show you the factories as we actually get there, as they're actually starting to build up. Other than that, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.